wonderful time of the year, with the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the
Good old Granny. Christmas time. The old movies. Christmas means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. The holidays, of course there's other holidays around the same time of year. Hanukkah, winter solstice, so many more. But for a large portion of the world, a phenomenon has occurred in the last few decades with Christmas. I have fond memories as a kid of Christmases. In our house, it was a time where family got together and enjoyed each other's company and music and food, and it was a time of being thankful, and it was just a magical time overall. And that's the way it's remained in my family. That one part of it has definitely remained. But like probably just about anybody, what we didn't realize as the years went on celebrating Christmas, like most of us, we just didn't realize what really the system was. This consuming system of competition and commerce, and how strongly it preyed and manipulated the holidays. And in fact, a lot of our Christmas traditions, if you look into it, you start to see how much of an influence they actually had through marketing. And so Christmas has been transformed. So I do still believe that we should celebrate the winter season, the coming of the new year. Celebrate the things that matter, celebrate life. However, what I do think we can do, and we are seeing is happening, and it has been happening in my family and in my life, and we see it happening around the world, is what we can do is transform it into something that better serves us and better serves the future we want. Because traditional Christmas, it's consumption at a high level. High consumption of gifts without really a lot of thought into where they come from, what's involved, and the cost, not our cost, but the cost to others and the cost to the environment. So I invite you to reflect on that as you're planning for this holiday season. Go walk into the big department store, the big W, you know which one I'm talking about, and that's the perfect example of that place. If you really want to see, walk in with open eyes, and you will really see how toxic this consumer environment has become. When you walk into a place like that where everything is so cheap, there's a reason it's so cheap, and it behooves us to remember that with all this prepackaging and all these products from all around the world at such cheap rates, and anything and everything is on the shelves, that it comes at a huge cost to the environment, huge cost to the environment. The truth is, a lot of the other countries, third world countries, for decades are being plundered. We're plundering their resources for our own benefit. We don't see that. But if you really look into where these products come from, you start to see child labor, child slavery. You start to see the land confiscated and taken away from people that have lived there for a long time. You see the deforestation. You see the production of all these materials and the damage it does to the environment. The list goes on and on. But consuming mechanism no longer serves us, and it threatens our life here on the planet. And this isn't anything new. We all know this on some level or another. But I do invite you to remember that. And first and foremost, if you can cut back on the consuming in your everyday life, please do so. And I can assure you, for those that have been doing it for a long time, cutting back and simplifying, it frees you up. It really does. It really is a gift. As it relates to the holidays, I hope we keep celebrating this time of year, but I would love to see more and more people around the world transform it into what serves you. And there's so many things you can do. If you still want to celebrate Christmas itself, you have the right to do so. That's your freedom. But why not, instead of buying gifts, make gifts? Use that creativeness that we have, that feeds our soul, and create things that mean something and give it to one another. That's one way. Of course, giving to those less fortunate. There's so many less fortunate. You can make family projects, personal projects. It could be anything. It could be something in general. It could be something right in your community. It could be for that homeless guy, down this, that hangs out down the street. It could be that lady you work with who's a single mother, and you know how tough this Christmas is going to be. The list goes on and on. It could be big projects, such as making these people that are making this wonderful video. So many possibilities, and there's no rush. You can start baby steps this year. Start reducing if you can. Try to get away from consuming and see how that feels, and then each year you can transform, and together we can transform the parts that no longer serve us, but we can hold on to what does work for us, and that is the idea of celebrating unity, celebrating the gifts, celebrating the season, the changing of the seasons on this incredible planet. So we can still do those things, but they can have much more meaning in our lives when we're not cogs in a wheel of a machine, doing things that our soul doesn't agree with our soul. So I encourage all of you, transform your life, of course, but you can start with transforming your holidays into anything you want it to be. Anything you want it to be. Your only limitation is your imagination, and there is no limits to the imagination. So I practice this in my life and will continue to do that, and especially during the holidays. And so, just think about when you're planning for this Christmas, look back at your other Christmases. Start to see, just like we saw, we didn't really realize how much product we were consuming or where it was coming from. But all we can do now is move forward. Transform our experience. So have a wonderful winter celebration, whatever that holds for you. And all my love.